Well, we have Stuart Spencer here with Advanced Ear Care. Well, welcome. How are you?
Well, nice, Lisa. Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Good. I know you are busy, so we appreciate that you are able to come in here and share with us, always some good information, because I think we need to remind ourselves that, hearing we should not take for granted.
Boy, that's for sure. And so many people do. There's so many misconceptions about hearing loss, and I find it so fascinating, just historically, just the thread runs through time, that people say, well, I'm hearing just fine. I don't really have a loss, and then we test their hearing and they've lost a substantial amount of hearing. And of course, a gentleman will say this with his wife sitting next to us, and she's rolling her eyes like, oh my gosh, he's got hearing loss. And so, we test him and do our word testing and, find out. But, if people are turning up the volume or they're asking people to repeat or, those type of things, they really need to get in and, have it checked. Right. Because once we fix it, they're like, oh my gosh.
Right. Right, they recognize it for sure.
Right.
And I find it's funny that you have a couple that come in and then the one is rolling the eyes, because how many times has she probably repeated herself and said, you need to go have your hearing checked? And he's probably like, no. And I think it's always the men.
No.
Is it always the men or is it the women?
No, it works both ways.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, darn it. Because I always thought maybe it was the guys like, oh, I don't need a hearing aid. Just like I don't need directions.
You're very I know, we always need you to find that parking spot for us too.
Yes, that's right, that's right. You sent over a chart for us to take a look at, and it talks about various things that are going on with hearing. Tell me a little bit about why you sent that for us.
Well, you know what, it's really navigating this whole hearing spectrum today. There's more and more hearing aids, coming over the counter, more mail order hearing aids, more information. Yeah. September, there's going to be even more. The FDA will open that up for over the counter. It's going to be a plethora of information, and honestly, we already see people just totally confused. Mm-hmm. These are just some aspects of, what we look at when we really look at managing somebody's hearing loss and helping them to really get the best clarity out of hearing aids and programming them properly. And, there's so many different aspects that go into it. One of the most fascinating things I just love about this business is that everybody is so different. Mm-hmm. That's what's kept this interesting for me for 40 years.
Right.
And so it's just one case at a time. So, most of these companies have a fix-all, oh, just send us the money, we'll send you the hearing aid.
Right.
It just doesn't work. Right. So it's really the professional that comes alongside of them.
Right.
So that's why I sent this. It's just a few different aspects of what we do to really maximize, our patient care.
So why is the FDA approving things that need adjusting or that isn't really going to fix something?
Well, that's a question we've asked them, right? Mm-hmm. It's, why do you think we should do this? And, really they just wanted to unregulate it. Price of hearing aids are high. Yeah. And they are, they're expensive to us, right?
Right.
So, they're trying to get that lower end market, where maybe people have little mild hearing losses.
Sure.
Where they need something simple and just boost it, and that'll take care of that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I just think it's trying to open it up to a free trade type of thing.
I see, because, well, like anything, you have lots of different choices with some of the lower end items, but then you're going to waste your money, and that money could have gone towards a payment to some of the better hearing aids that really do work for you.
Yeah, exactly. People go out and, I see it time and time again, they buy, these over-the-counter hearing aids or ready-fit hearing aids, and then they wear them and then they're not successful. Mm-hmm. So they think, oh, well, that's how all hearing aids are.
Yeah.
And so it really discourages them sometimes for years until they're, in a much more moderate or severe type of situation. Mm-hmm. Then they're just desperate,
Right.
and they come in to get something. It's like, gosh, if I would have had this originally, I would have been so much more satisfied.
Well, exactly. Now, if people do end up buying an over-the-counter hearing aid, will you still help them?
Of course, we'll help everybody,
Okay.
We help everybody with everything that they have. We see all sorts of gadgets come in, these big box things that, I don't even know where they come from. But I said, and people don't know how to put them in. They don't know which end even goes in their ear. Honestly, it's just so overwhelming. We have a lot of custom devices that you're seeing in the background there that, are just made for your particular ear.
Right.
Ears are like fingerprints. They're all different.
Yeah.
Even ear to ear, one side to the other on the same person are different. Mm-hmm. So, a lot of people say, hey, you know what, when I get in the airplane, I put those earplugs in, I can't get them in my ears. A lot of people, those just don't fit,
Right.
and it's the same with hearing aids. These things that they offer just don't fit, and let alone the acoustic response or being way off for them.
Well, even if someone couldn't afford some of the higher end ones, which really, it's expensive because there's so much technology that goes into many of them. But if they couldn't afford one of those, on the lower end scale, though, you still do molds for custom, right?
Oh, yeah. We have a price point for everybody. I mean, we have prices that are below Costco's prices. Everybody thinks, oh, well, Costco's the cheapest, and
it's not always the cheapest.
And so, it's not, I mean, there's a lot of variety out there. And we have, excellent hearing aids at low cost. So we fit everybody. We want everybody to get on the air and help everybody to hear better. So
perfect. All right, excellent. Now, if somebody wanted more information, where should they go? Obviously, you have a website, and that
Sure.
explains things too?
Yep, just advancedearcare.com.
Okay.
And, a lot of information there. They can call us at, 354-0040.
Okay.
And they can just stop by. If people are over at Aldi's or, the dollar store, like
Just
you always
pop in.
promise you're going to stop by, but you never do.
I know. I just went to the Dollar Tree, too. I do. I know. I just keep saying, I'm going to get in there. I promise.
So they can stop by and see us. We're happy to see everybody.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right. And of course, if you have someone that you're nudging to get a hearing aid, make sure that they give Advanced Ear Care a call at 949-354-0040. We'll be right back.